How's it going out there? This is Feed Your Mind, and in today's video, we're going to discuss if deja vu is a glitch in reality. And so this discussion is going to kind of fall in line with some of our previous discussions where we covered the 11/11 phenomenon, and we also covered the Mandela effect. And so I'll leave a link to those videos in the comment section in the description box if you want to get caught up, because those discussions kind of fall in line with this one as far as glitches in reality, or well, possible glitches in reality. And so with this deja vu thing, I mean, it's interesting because when researching what it is, it was just like I was trying to like really get a good explanation of it. It took a little bit of research to finally get a good explanation, because some of the explanations were not really clear about what it actually was. So after a while, I finally understood what it was after finally having it clearly explained. So from what I understand, deja vu is actually when people experience things that seem like they've experienced it before. Now, that was the basic understanding I had of it before I even looked into it. Like, it was pretty much, that's what I always heard. But I tried to get more in-depth information, and it just wasn't, I just couldn't really find much until I finally got it, where they're trying to say, like, basically, yeah, so you experience something, and then it's like, wait a minute, didn't I already experience that before? And so now I understand what they're saying, because when it was broken down finally, I realized I actually experienced that a few times. And the strange thing is I never really experienced it before. It was kind of after I did my research about it. It might have been maybe a little bit before I did the research, or it could have been after. I don't know, but it was really right around the same time as as me doing the research on it. And this was just recently. And then I experienced it twice since then. So I found that very interesting, that I didn't really recall experiencing deja vu until I started looking into it. So, yeah. So what happened with me, that's why I clearly understand it now, is because of these experiences. So one day I was driving at work, and I drove by a statue. I think it was a statue of Abraham Lincoln or something. And I saw a bird sitting, I think it was a robin, sitting on his head. It looked like a picture or something. Like, it was something I probably should have took a picture of, because it was kind of interesting. Like, it was kind of an interesting visual to see that bird just sitting right on top of Abraham Lincoln's head. And then, so I went about my day, didn't think too much about it. And then the next day, it was most likely the next day. I don't know. It was definitely the same week. I'm pretty sure it was the next day though. And so I'm driving in the same area. I drive by the statue again of Abraham Lincoln. And what do you know? A robin was sitting on his head again. That's when I first was like, oh, okay. So I kind of get what they're saying with deja vu now, because I was like, I just saw this yesterday. It might have even been the same day, like later on that day, but I'm pretty sure it was the next day. But yeah, it was just like, I was like, okay, so this is the phenomenon. It's like, okay, yeah, the bird that could be his hangout spot. You know, it's like, you don't know, like it could be a glitch. it could just be the bird hanging out there, and of course he, maybe that's just where he hangs out, and it might not be no big deal. But then again, it could be like some glitch. So then, about a week later, possibly, I'm driving. I'm just out driving, and I see a group of people. It was like three of them, three people, and one person goes up to hit the walk button, because they wanted to cross the street. There were pedestrians waiting at the crosswalk, so they walk up to all three come from up the street to the light pole and hit the walk button and then wait. And then so I look away and start waiting for the light to turn green. Then I look back over and I see the same three people walking up to that same light pole and pushing the walk button. So I'm like, okay, that's weird. Didn't they just do that? So yeah, you might say, well, when I looked away, they might have walked away from it, and maybe they were going to go a different direction, and then they decided to walk back to it. See, that's the thing with this deja vu thing. It's like, from what I've seen so far, I mean, it's explainable. You can explain these things away, or you can look at it like a glitch. I mean, when I saw them walk up to the light pole again and then do the exact same thing, it was like an instant replay, like exact same motions, exact same everything. Everything just played out exactly the same. I'm like, that's when I was like, okay, I get deja vu now, because that looked like a glitch in reality. But then again, it's explainable. So it's one of those things where you really don't know, like, if something, it's like, what's going on here? It's like, you're kind of wondering, like, is somebody playing with me or something? Like, you don't, it's like nobody can verify that. Like, you can't verify that the robin on that statue, you can't verify that wasn't just that robin, that bird's hangout spot on top of his head. But one thing I'll say is that I've driven by that Abraham Lincoln statue a lot of times. I pretty much drive by it every day. I've never seen that robin on Abraham Lincoln's head before, and I haven't seen it on his head since then. It was just those two times. And so that's an interesting piece of information to add, is that, it's not like I've saw that robin hanging out on his head before. So, but now hopefully this helps you understand, like, what, from what I understand, this is what deja vu is. And I'd like to know if any of you out there have experienced deja vu, and what do you think about it? I mean, what do you think? Like, or maybe you can, if you haven't experienced it, what do you think about my experiences with it? My alleged experiences with it. I mean, and then what do you think about the timing? Like, I never really experienced anything like this before, and then when I start researching it, all of a sudden I experienced it. Like I said, I don't know if, I know the second incident was after I researched it. The bird on the statue, I don't know if that was after or before, but everything was like right around the time of me researching it, and both of the incidents were recently. So yeah, I mean, there could be a glitch in reality. I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. I mean, because who knows what reality really is? I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, because like I said, with the 11/11 phenomenon and the Mandela effect phenomenon, it's clear that there's evidence that reality, there could be some interesting things going on in reality that we might not be able to fully understand yet. So, I don't know, just, it definitely stood out. I mean, that's why I just want to know your thoughts about the deja vu phenomenon, and what do you think about it? Do you think there's something to it, or do you think it's just you know, just it's, maybe there's not much to it? So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I'll leave a link to my research on 11/11 and the Mandela effect in the comment section and the description box if you want to check those videos out. It's in a playlist. I also leave links to my social media and my other channels. And if you would like to donate to this channel, you can donate it as little as $1 to help keep things going here at Feed Your Mind. And I'm going to have some exclusives for you on my Patreon page very soon. So look out for that. Thank you for your support. This has been Feed Your Mind, signing off.